Well, the new C8 ZR1 is officially out. Not officially out, technically, but it's out. It got leaked probably like 4-5 hours early. It's supposed to come out at 7:30 tonight, and it is 2:45 right now, and it's been out for like 5 hours, 6 hours already. Who knows? GM hasn't said anything. They're just letting it ride out, I guess. They're gonna reveal it for the second time officially later tonight, but I guess we'll find out. But without further ado, I'll just stop talking and I'll just get into this. All right, 1,000 horsepower, 828 foot-pounds of torque, technically 1,064 horsepower, and it is not a hybrid. It is all motor. Well, it's actually not all motor. It is a twin turbo 5.5 liter LT7 that is not shared with the Z06. The Z06 is a LT6, I believe, 5.5 liter flat plane, naturally aspirated flat plane crank. I thought for sure that for the new ZR1 they are gonna toss back in the cross plane, but no, I was wrong. They kept the flat plane in, and really the only difference between this flat plane and the Z06 flat plane is that the Z06 had an 8,600 RPM redline, and now we have a 800 RPM redline, probably so that the turbo doesn't surge and we stay in boost more. So other than that, it's got a little bit lower redline. In terms of the outside of the car, I think it looks pretty similar to what the C8R looked like, the race car variant that they use. The door vents on the side, I know this is a controversial design when the C8 came out, is what are those door vents? They look weird, and yeah, I can see it, but over time it has definitely grown on me. Those door vents are not for the engine. Those door vents cool off the brakes and the rotors and the brake assembly, all of that stuff, so that your brakes stay cool when you're out there dusting Ferraris on the track. This is the Ferrari killer. Ferrari is shaking in their boots right now. Their worst nightmare has came true again. All right, the C8 Z06, that is a modern 458 Italia that is on steroids. All right, the 458 had like what, maybe 500 horsepower, a little under. The Z06 has 670 horsepower, all motor, no turbos, no hybrid, nothing. It was also the first flat plane crank vet out there. But for the ZR1, I thought they were getting rid of the flat plane crank and putting it back in the cross plane. The only reason why I thought that was because Ford did a similar thing with the Voodoo and the Predator. The GT350 was the first Mustang with the flat plane crank, also the best Mustang. And the Predator, the GT500, that shares the same engine, just with a blower and a cross plane crankshaft. All right, that is like really the only major difference between them. So I thought for sure that Chevy was probably going to do the same thing, but no, they did the Italian way and they kept the flat plane crank in, just with the lower red line. Back to the way that the doors are though. The door vents, those are for the brakes, and the vents that are on the deck lid, those only are on the coupes. The convertibles don't have those because, well, the top goes down. And I also don't know why people pick the convertibles if the coupes are a Targa. That makes no sense. It saves you weight, and, well, coupes just look better. I'm sorry. It looks better on every car out there that comes in a convertible. The only convertible that I would get would be like a hardtop convertible, kind of like what those McLarens look like and stuff. But other than that, I'm still picking a coupe. We now have a split window again, which we haven't seen since, well, the split window Corvette in the 60s. They only made those for like, what, 2 years or something like that, and, well, it's back now. And for if you don't want the track pack version of the ZR1, you can get the little ducktail that comes on the Z06 essentially. I think they both look good. Me personally, if I had the money for this car, I'm picking the track pack. I think the wing design should have been a swan neck rear wing, like what you would find on Porsches, like GT3s, Cayman RSs, and the Huracan STO. They all have swan necks, and I think they look beautiful. I think Chevy should have done something along that line, but I'm not the designer, so, well, I don't really have much say, do I? Where is the Zora Corvette gonna fit in if the ZR1 already has 1,000 horsepower. If the Zora is still coming out, I think we should aim high for the 1,200 horsepower mark. I think we should just do it. We also have new carbon fiber wheels. I think that the design for the Z06 wheels are way better than what is on, well, these pictures right here. I think that the Z06 wheels look amazing, 100 times better. But hey, carbon fiber wheels, I'm not complaining. So, well, I mean, I am complaining. The wheel design compared to the Z06, I like the Z06 more. The price for this thing, I don't know. It's not officially out yet. We don't have any information on that. So until then, guess we'll have to wait. But my guess is going to be around that 150 mark. Dealers are probably going to mark them up $30,000. But I would not be surprised if there are specs in over $250,000. A friend of mine actually has a new Z06 that he spec'd out to over $200,000. And yeah, no, I'm not buying a Corvette for $200,000. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, it is a Corvette. But what is done to this Corvette, I don't know. It might be worth it compared to what some of the other competitors are out there. You guys will just have to let me know. I'm just want to wait and see what GM says in the actual unveiling, but we'll have to see. In terms of numbers for this car, I'm guessing 0 to 60 is in like 2.3 seconds. That's going to be my guess. And top speed, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing could reach 200. The track pack might be a little slower just because it's got downforce, but either way, I'm not going to be surprised if either one of those can go over 200 miles an hour. Yeah, that's really all I got right now, as the car isn't even out yet, but it's out. So I think for the money that this car is going to go for, whatever GM decides to price it as, hopefully it's not like $300,000 like what the GTD Mustang is. If it is that much, sorry, I don't think it's going to be worth it, because at the end of the day, it is a Corvette, and for $300,000, my personal dream car is a Huracan Perf. I'm still picking the Huracan. Sure, it's not as fast, but look, there's aftermarket companies that make turbo kits for a reason. But yeah, speaking of aftermarket, I'm excited to see what the aftermarket companies have planned for this thing. So yeah, that's really all I got right now. Guess we'll just have to wait for more information to come out. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.